I talk to people about paper maps and the utility of them. I mean, of course, everyone's always says, your battery might die on your phone, so you need a paper map. But I think the bigger thing is a map gives you a sense of place. It helps you understand the environment and the world, the landscape around you. With a big map open, you can see, that's Asheville over there, and this is this mountain over here. Looking at a map really helps you connect with the place. I started Pisgah Map Company long after I started thinking about making my own maps to get out and use in the woods. When I was 15, I went on my first backpacking trip in Linville Gorge. It rained the whole time. We slept under tarps. We got wet, and I just loved it. I loved being outside, being away from everything, where there was nothing to hear but the river and the woods. And I came out of that trip just really wanting to get back out. I used a lot of maps, and the more I used them, especially in areas that I went into a lot, I'd look at a map and I'd think, this map would be easier to understand, easier to read if this layer stood out a little bit more, or this set of labels were a little bit bigger. It just started to become obvious that there were things I could do to improve them and make a better map. And really just trying to make a better map was the whole impetus to Pisgah Map Company. I'd been wanting to make a map of the actual Pisgah Ranger District for a long time, and I had a student and we started talking about it, and he was saying how that would be a great idea, and he thought about doing that too. I think I always thought it would be a business, but we just started making the map. It was a very long process. I was teaching full time, I was trying to get out and enjoy life as much as I could as well. So the first map we worked on in the evenings, some afternoons for over a year. And I'll never forget the boxes of maps when we printed it and we opened it up. Just opening the map and seeing this thing that we created. It was like a piece of art. It was beautiful. That was really when I realized that the thing I'd been thinking about for so many years, about making my own map, that it was doable.
We've been a longtime customer of Pisgah Map Company. When we have people in from out of town who aren't familiar with the area, to be able to give them the best and most accurate, up-to-date map gives us a lot of confidence to be able to send people out knowing that they're going to be okay, and always come back with great stories and a good experience, and glad they had the map.
We've been selling maps in Western North Carolina since 1977. And when Pete's maps came along, it was a godsend because they're more up to date, they're better quality, and quite often focused on areas that for Western North Carolina hikers are more precise.
I almost took some of it for granted, if that makes any sense, because I didn't even realize how many people use and rely on his maps. And it kind of makes me be like, wow, this has been happening in my life for 20 years, and this happens like in our house.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So, this is the original Pisgah map right there with the original cover on it. And this person riding the bike there is off the trail. They're on the rock off the trail. So the Forest Service was like, we don't like that picture on that map because they're not riding on a legal trail, You can see this is our first one. Look at all the comments on that one, things we wrote up on it. Lots of mistakes on that first edition. The process of making a map really melds together the science of data and understanding information with the art of communicating that information. When I started using GIS, I loved it because of the map, the map on the front. And whenever I'd open the table of information, I was like, oh, look at all that information. I tried to stay looking at the map, And over time, I got much more accustomed to the database part of it. The world is a dynamic place. It changes all the time. So GIS data has to be updated all the time. I heard the term once, the world can't afford perfect data. And the job to keep it
maintain and update it it's a big job, and things get missed. So we go out on the ground and we ground truth it. We make sure that it's accurate and correct. Things aren't missing.
All right, we'll just head up the trail.
In the beginning, we did a lot of ground truthing, especially before we had the kiddos. But there was one time in particular, we went to this area called the Middle Prong. We both wanted to explore it, never been, but I was like, it was like a Saturday, I'd worked all week. I was like, I kind of just want to take it easy. He was like, sure, like let's take our bikes, we'll ride up this gravel road for like a mile. And then we're just gonna check and it's like, see this trailhead, and then we're gonna blaze home. I was like, awesome. 10 miles later.
My family has supported the business for years. Sometimes they've liked it, sometimes they haven't.
Do you like going on adventures to help Daddy make sure the maps are right and correct?
Kind of. Not when Dad goes just a little longer.
Oh yeah.
Daddy goes a little longer sometimes.
We know that.
Sometimes.
It's all part of the adventure, kid.
The kids have counted maps to do map fulfillment with me. We've spent a lot of our weekend hikes in places that I need to ground truth something. Haven has gone on many adventures.
We always make it back.
Eventually.
Good night. Good night. Do you guys have a favorite river?
I like the one that was named after me.
There was one named after you and you. When we were in the hospital with y'all when y'all were born, I was making this map,
Where are we?
and the two rivers, I'll have to find them, but I put your names on here. I named two streams, one Ava Mae Branch and one Clara Creek on this map. There, look,
I knew it
look
was
right there.
Don't tell us.
Ava Mae Branch and Clara Creek.
There it is.
It's really important to me and Pete that our kids have a connection to the outdoors. They've done a lot of cool stuff, from river trips to hiking trips. I mean, we've had some of our best times in the camper. It's the place that they can run around and have a sense of freedom. And it's so funny, every time they do it, they find something new to explore. And I think instilling that adventurous behavior in them will serve them a lifetime.
A big thing that we hope is that our maps help people better connect with the outdoors, with the environment. We hope that the maps help people to get their feet on the dirt and have a little bit of time to reflect, think about yourself, maybe just not think about anything, just walk in the woods.
Wow, it's neat up here. Isn't it? Yeah, this is great.
The amount of heart and soul that Pete puts into these maps is pretty amazing to see. And it's a lot of grit too. I mean, he works so hard on these maps and you can really see it in the end product. There are some other map companies out there that are a lot bigger than his small company, but it just goes to show that he's worked so hard and he knows the area so well, and he puts that love into his maps.